This is Vader Reviews. We are honored that you would join us. When I was a youngling, like most children, superheroes with their larger-than-life personas and billowing capes captured my imagination. If you followed the channel for any amount of time, you'll know that as a rule, I don't review R-rated films. But this is Justice League we're talking about here. So, as Joker once said,
the only sensible way to live in this world is without rules. And tonight, you're gonna break your one rule.
did Snyder do justice to the League, or should this film be titled The Legion of Doom? Let's find out as we discuss Zack Snyder's Justice League. One of the many things that excited me about seeing this film was the fact that it would feature Darkseid, who I was first introduced to as a youngling, watching the classic Challenge of the Super Friends cartoon series.
Wonder Woman will be our first victim. I have always dreamed of making her my ally, but with this device, I can make her my queen.
Despite sounding like Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, Darkseid was my favorite supervillain. I spent countless hours defeating him in Justice League Task Force on the Sega Genesis, before witnessing the thrilling reinterpretation of his character in Superman the Animated Series.
I am many things, Kal-El. You couldn't begin to imagine half of them. But for now, I shall take the role of executioner. A final gift, my wayward son.
His powerful and menacing presence would later be expanded upon in Justice League.
Don't leave us yet, Kal-El. I want you to see your adopted homeworld bowed down before me. Only then will I allow you death's sweet release.
Naturally, being a Sith Lord, any character named Darkseid is going to pique my interest. Fun fact, 2021 marks the 50th anniversary of Darkseid's first full comic book appearance in Forever People #1 in February of 1971. Finally seeing Darkseid realized for the big screen was thrilling to say the least. So here's hoping the Restore the Snyderverse hashtag is as successful as the ReleaseTheSnyderCut fan movement, as Snyder's Justice League is superior to the theatrical release of the film in every way. The character of Steppenwolf is one of many such examples. Not only is the return to his original design infinitely better than Joss Whedon's version, he has a genuine character arc and motivation. Having fallen out of favor with Darkseid, he must conquer Earth and other worlds so he may return home. The world building, storyline, and even the heroes are vastly improved. The explanation of how the mother boxes fit into the overall story and how they brought Superman back to life was handled perfectly. And growing up wanting a black suit Superman action figure as a youngling, it was great to see Kal-El in the regeneration suit. My only complaint is they didn't give him his wizard super mullet. Ben Affleck is my favorite looking live-action Batman, and his character truly shines as the League's tactician. This film gets him right. No crappy MCU-style jokes. Batman is all business. And having lived with the guilt of his parents' death for so many years, it was great to see Bruce's joy at undoing his mistake from the previous films by helping to bring Superman back to life. The team dynamic is strong with this film, and having grown up loving these characters since I was a youngling, it was great to see each hero truly shine. Their skill sets and powers were utilized in creative and interesting ways, making the film's 4-hour runtime fly by faster than a speeding bullet. And if you liked Wonder Woman before, you're going to absolutely love her in the Snyder Cut. I guarantee it. She is the perfect balance of elegance and raw power. Not only does Diana help Bruce put the team together, she has some of the most exciting action set pieces in the entire film. Steppenwolf's attack on Themyscira is also extended and much more thrilling than the theatrical cut. This is true across the board, making me wonder what they were thinking when they let Whedon hack this film up like a room full of younglings. As much as I enjoyed the Aquaman movie, it doesn't really flow with the Snyderverse per se. And while it was interesting seeing Willem Dafoe back as a grizzled, warlike Volko, it was very strange hearing Mira speak with a British accent for some reason. It made her feel like a completely different character. Jason Momoa still shines as Arthur, however, and his interactions with the team, particularly with the Flash during Superman's return, are absolutely priceless. Being more machine now than man myself, It was great seeing Cyborg's storyline we were cheated out of in the theatrical version. Not only did we get his emotional history, in the Snyder Cut, we learn how truly powerful he is. I loved his father's line, telling him that he is so powerful now, being connected to every machine and every network on the planet. His challenge will not be what he can do, but rather an exercising restraint, giving a weight and responsibility to Cyborg as a hero that most people up to now have only seen as the robot guy on the team. I will confess, I was not a fan of the Flash in the original theatrical cut of this film, so when I heard we were getting more of him in the Snyder Cut, I was less than thrilled to say the least. But it just goes to show how much damage is done by cutting a character's story thread from a movie, because I actually enjoyed the Flash in this film. In the Whedon version, he was a coward who didn't want to fight, but here, he's part of the team, willing to put his life on the line from the very beginning. The sequence where he's using the Speed Force, talking to himself and his father, in his internal monologue, felt like something out of an anime, and I absolutely loved it. The use of his powers was visually interesting and inventive. He brought levity to the film where it was needed, and more importantly, his additional scenes actually made me want to see a Flash movie, and I can't think of higher praise than that. Again, growing up with these heroes, seeing the Justice League come together and learn to work as a team to defend the Earth was very exciting for me personally. It was pure entertainment, free from politics or current events, and for that, it was truly refreshing. Also, every member of the team had a reason for being there, unlike many of these modern superhero films where you throw a billion characters on screen, but only the top build stars get to do anything important. Another thing I enjoyed was that every character had a unique and distinctive personality. After the runaway success of Iron Man, it seems that every filmmaker, whether it's the MCU or otherwise, tries to have a quippy hero, but not everyone needs to be Tony Stark. While the film will certainly have its detractors, if you did not enjoy Man of Steel or Batman v Superman, I doubt this film will be to your liking. But for me, the world building and character development in this film captured my imagination. And if you've watched Lord of the Rings, Endgame, or binge streaming series like The Mandalorian, the 4-hour runtime shouldn't be a hindrance, because the story is well paced, and it really shows what can happen when a filmmaker is given free rein to put their vision on screen. It is bittersweet for me, because as much as I love this film, the idea that we will probably never get to see all of the stories that this film was setting up is very disappointing. I would have gladly paid to see this in theaters, because it belongs on the big screen. Hopefully fans will show up and support this movie, and show studios that it pays to give us what we want. A warning to parents with younglings, however, the film does get dark at times. There are 3 F-bombs, and the violence can be intense for munchkins. The Justice League is fighting a war here to save the planet, so they aren't pulling any punches. The way they defeat Steppenwolf is completely different in the Snyder Cut. The Joss Whedon version basically rips off the ending of We're Back, a dinosaur story, where Screw-Eyes crows turn on him when they sense his fear. That's what happened to Steppenwolf with his parademons. They even had his helmet drop to the ground and roll around like Screw-Eyes, well, Screw-Eye. This time around, the Justice League comes out ahead in a much more Zack Snyder-y way, and it's totally wizard. I also liked how the whole team contributes to his defeat. For me personally, it was quite a thrill seeing my favorite heroes on screen, and I hope Warner Brothers will release the Snyder Cut in some special box set, because as General Grievous would say, it would make a fine addition to my collection. But those are my thoughts on it. Have you seen the Snyder Cut? And what new films are you most looking forward to? Thank you all for your patience and for hanging in there with me. And if you're new to the channel, join the Empire today by subscribing, and hit that bell for notifications so you never miss our weekly videos. And always remember, you don't know the power of the
Darkseid.
Darkseid.
Darkseid!
Darkseid. Darkseid.
Darkseid.
Darkseid.
Darkseid.